How's it going?
Hello.
Good?
Yo,
Yo.
Somebody sounds confused as hell, but that's to be expected. It's Saturday morning.
I've had no sleep. Leave me alone.
I wasn't talking about you.
There we go.
Why is this?
So, we left off
Hey,
last time. We had a full party. But Todak's not here today due to personal reasons, and yeah. So, we'll be finishing up this chapter today. I hope it won't be that short. Hey, Robo Dragon's on the ball today for once.
no, it was definitely slow.
I mean, a minute's definitely better than, the 5 or 10 it's been giving me.
Fair enough.
But yeah, I plan on wrapping this up as quickly as possible in the sense that I don't think it's going to take a full 3 hours, but I'm hoping to get at least 2 out of it.
Hmm.
So does everybody remember where we left off?
Not even a little bit.
Yeah,
We had just finished fighting a monster.
a construct where Eddie Karen went crazy because it took away the monster killed her child, or air quotes child.
And I rolled pretty well against the monster.
And if I'm not mistaken, I spent most of it trying to protect the squishies again.
Yes. And it wasn't just a monster, it was an assassin sent to try to deal with the mages.
I'd like to put out there I still don't trust their explanation from last week.
That is absolutely fine.
Can't say that. Well, I mean, I trust it. But it's still there's still a
Still sketchy as hell to me.
how do I put this? I trust that it could be true. How's that?
You trust that it could be true, however, you're upset that this wasn't that you weren't informed that there was going to be assassins, despite the fact that you guys were hired to protect them from any potential threats.
Well, there's a difference between protecting a group of people from threats in a trek through the wilds than protecting a group of people from a
Specific threat that's out to get them?
planned assassination attempt. You know what I'm saying?
Specific threat
Or
that's out to get them?
yes, there's a difference between hey, they are coming for us. We need people to protect us, and it's dangerous out there. We need some extra guns.
And, in their defense, they didn't know that somebody was specifically coming for them. There was just the possibility because they are mages and the other kingdom doesn't like that.
It seems like a pretty big monster that the guy used and sacrificed his life for. I call bullshit.
And you're not wrong, but again,
You know what
fanatics are fanatics.
Yeah, but the thing that really kills me is that these guys don't like mages and stuff like that. How are they creating these monsters?
You got to use the tools of your enemy to fight your enemy.
It's called hypocrism. Not the right word, but that's the one I'm using.
You're not wrong.
That's hypocrisy.
Yes.
Yes, they are just a bunch of hypocrites, and that is really how it is. They will use the tools of their enemies to fight their enemies because they think that it is the ends justifying the means, and they can control their tools better than the enemy. And
Uh,
if it's already been created, it's not going to affect the world any worse than it already is.
Nice.
yeah, that's an asinine back. But
Let the mages look, and they say it is a shame that we weren't able to stop what was happening. Innocent people were affected, and we couldn't tell. I mean, whatever they're using is definitely beyond our current knowledge of their tools and tactics.
well, it's certainly beyond mine. Oh wait, I need to. Where did that go? Ta-da!
Honestly, I think we should probably take a bit to rest before we continue on. Just. You guys have used
Well-
up quite a bit of spells, and some of you were hurt a little bit, so probably at
I
least
can
just
rec-
a little bit of time.
So you have an idea of how this anti-magic doohickey things work, right? How long till it wears off?
Well,
Do you put up,
the
you
field
put
that
up
they
another dome?
created, if you can put up another dome, you should be able to. The field that was created only lasts as long as there are particles floating in the air, at least in a major sense, and I don't see any anymore.
Uh, are those particles physical in nature?
Yes?
So you could theoretically blow them away.
Theoretically, yes. However, it does create a sort of an anti-magic barrier, so any spell wouldn't affect the area. You'd need to use a tool of sorts.
Well, that's not necessarily true if you think about it, because the spell is used to create the effect, but once the effect is in place, if it's wind and you create the wind isn't magic by nature, it is magic that calls it forth.
Like I said,
So once,
it
it's like creating an
depends.
apple. If you create an apple and you eat it, the magic may have created the apple, but the apple's still an apple.
Yes, but it did manage to take down your barrier.
Yeah, but that's a magical barrier. The magic is persistent.
Like we've done a lot of extensive testing. It really does depend on the spell.
I'm not arguing with you. I am trying to understand the limitations of the device.
Like I said, it depends on the spell, so
Fair enough. It's an amazing technology, nevertheless.
it is, and I really wish I never created it.
Considering we're probably going to run into them a lot, yeah, that might be a problem.
Yes, well, you accidentally discover something, and suddenly everybody goes nuts over it.
You know, once upon a time, people had to stand. Then somebody realized that things that resembled stools are handy. Now they're everywhere.
Luckily, the materials for this are expensive and not so easy to come across. It's not like you're gonna find every friggin' bandit carrying around one of these grenades.
You don't need every bandit, you just need the right bandits.
We never produced any in mass, so again, couldn't really afford to. After all, it's the materials are quite expensive, and you know, don't really like handling materials that are anti-magic in nature.
Well, I don't know about the rest of you, but I definitely want to be carrying them around.
The grenades are one thing, but the raw material itself, you even have a little bit of that on your person, and you won't be able to cast magic.
Doesn't matter. The device, by its very nature, is a technology worth having.
Well, I'll see what I can do about getting you the plans if you really want to have it, but anybody that steals
Well,
that
I
from
don't
you,
have the I don't have the technological know-how to create it, but if they exist, it is a tool worth having.
well, I refuse to make any more. So, do with that as you will.
I would recommend you reconsider that.
You can recommend all you like, however, I'm not going to do it. It's already proven to be too much of a hassle.
Practical applications could be life-saving.
Potentially, yes, but again, I can get you the designs, but I will not make any more.
No, we can discuss this later, I think. You need to get rest. I'm going to put the dome back up. The rest of you should probably get some sleep as well.
You're right.
And she will do exactly that. She'll recast, or it's a ritual cast, so she goes about the prayer necessary for creating.
Right, you do manage to get the dome back up. Are you going to be doing it in the same area that you were in before?
Uh, Not exactly. Yeah, there's telltale signs of a struggle, and I would probably it's probably best to
Move
do
it
it
forward.
somewhere, yeah, off the path or away from the last carnage.
Sorry, not tisking you, tisking what I just read in chat.
Well, as you find a new place to set up the bubble, Karen's going to spend probably around that amount of time burying the body. As Bond helps her, Karen just weeping like, "Oh, my poor boy, poor Hunter. I was going to make you so strong. You were going to be such a strong boy." Then looks over at Bond. "Oh, Bond, would you like me to make you strong too?"
Oh, dear God.
Uh,
Vaughn looks. I like what I know on my own.
All right. She goes back to burying, digging up a grave. All right, but if you need strength in this horrid world, come see me and I'll make you strong. Oh, I will make you strong. Oh,
He pats her on the back a little awkwardly. This is not his forte, but he's trying.
yeah. As you pat her on the back, the back lobster claws sort of shift in place.
bother him as much as he thought it would, but
What the hell?
The maid just kind of looks like, is is she okay?
You would also notice that the shovel that she's wielding is more or less sort of fused to her hand. It's very off-putting.
I mean, Bond's a sellsword, so probably not as much. He's also a half orc, which is rare here, so.
I mean, yeah, but you're dealing with like this is like nightmare stuff.
This is
Or
yeah,
or
this is nightmare fuel.
This is- yeah, even for you, this is some of the I would
This-
assume like some.
this-
This is crazy, even by your standard, even by like sellsword standards.
This is aberration bullshit. This is some friggin' Bloodborne bullshit.
This is
Noted, but he's
tumors
already
and
been
cancers
traveling
that-
and seen her fight, so.
This is tumors and cancers that are so large and that they're unmistakable, and they talk.
I was gonna say this is approaching the thing levels, dog tongue flower thing.
Super creepy, super weird.
We're going to have zombie dogs soon. Thanks, Karen. Well, you managed to get your dome back up and the body buried.
Yeah, and the brother of the hunter, yeah, that's just gonna be left on side road. She don't care.
I think Bond's gonna take an extra few minutes and take care of that one. Because he's had to bury brothers and decides that this is worth it.
Yep, you can definitely take some time to bury it.
I would say a prayer, but I can't leave the bubble.
Right? Still say a prayer inside the bubble.
I'm not going to bury it inside the bubble. That's disgusting.
Oh, you can still say the prayer inside the bubble.
Well, yes. I mean, that's a given. Yeah, sure. She'll do a prayer from where she is, but she can't do it properly at the site.
In the name of the Father, the Son, and the social distancing. Amen.
Eesh.
And no, Saber, more people didn't die now. They died last session.
This is just us following up with some roleplay flair.
For the record,
before
there's
we-
actually an entire church that could find like $70,000 because God doesn't want them to social distance. In my area.
I mean, I believe there's one in mine, ours too.
People are stupid.
There's, like, News stories where that was happening all over the US, so.
Alright, sorry, you were about to say something, Ken?
Yeah, before we move on, quick question. The whole thing about the guy not having a tongue, was that sort of like a landmine meant for my character, or was that just happenstance?
Just happenstance.
I can believe that.
I honestly didn't think you were gonna try to do something like that, so it was just happenstance.
Now you know better.
Now I
Yeah, I
know I
remember
gotta
you
do
saying
more
that-
weirder shit.
Yeah, I remember you saying that part of why they attacked us was because of Aunt Karen's nonsense. I was like, oh man, maybe that was meant to be like that. It's like, no.
No, it just kinda helped speed things up. I mean, hell, things could have not happened at all, but then Auntie Karen did that, and the guy started to panic. But the bubble's up, the bodies are buried, the prayers are done. and you guys can finally get
Everybody
some
needs to
rest.
get rest. Yeah, I mean, I'm still sitting there mulling all the possibilities with that device running through her head, but
You know what? Bond's gonna sit down and ask them if there is a place where, um, if you're looking for a magic user in the next town, where you would go to look,
Well,
or sell swords, either or.
magic users specifically are usually kept to the college district, uh, and inside of our academy itself for security reasons. As for sell swords, there's plenty of bars and taverns around where you could get a job, no problem.
I
that
suppose
picture is
I'm not
words.
being specific with my question. I have a brother who is a bard. We were traveling with a group and I got separated. If I was looking for something like that, would there be a specific place to look?
Talk to the guard.
I mean, if you're looking for somebody specific, you'd have to ask around, but the only place that, like I said, that will house mages indefinitely are in the college, and sell swords you could find at any bar. I mean,
Well, he's more of a bard, so he tends to go where he can earn money or find stories that and usually he finds them among mages, so that is why I ask.
well,
It is, if you don't mind me asking, does he stand out in the crowd or is he plain in appearance?
He points to himself, as much as a half orc in any kind of clothing can, I suppose.
so stands out
In
quite a
which
bit.
case, then the guards specifically at key points of entrance, like uh, the town gates and that sort of thing, would be the people to ask. They are trained to be looking for unusual sorts of situations. So if anybody's going to notice, or at least
He nods.
makes sense to me anyway.
No, definitely right. The gods would definitely be the ones to talk to if you're looking for somebody like that. Otherwise, you can check the
Well, anybody.
college, or you could check the taverns.
Yeah. Anybody new, really. I mean, it depends on the city, I suppose. I mean, if they're used to uh, lots of new traffic, I guess they may overlook some new faces. But if they're not used to people being coming in off the streets, then anybody new to town would stick out like a sore thumb. The more exotic, the more likely that somebody would recognize or be able to point you in the right direction.
Dusk, you must be kind of new to the city we're going back to, yes?
I am. I'm more north usually.
Yeah, I'm kind of new as well, I guess.
Well, I mean, people come and go from that city all the time. Farmers,
I mean,
sell
it's
swords.
possible that I just don't pay attention.
Well, there is that. Plus, you know, with the weird one with you all the time, it's probably hard to pay attention to stuff like that.
Yeah, well, I suppose I spent a great deal of, more than my fair share of time on the waterfront.
Fair enough.
And and of course that means that, limited exposure to new things. I like what I like.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Well, Unless, of course, what you like will get you assassinated.
Oh,
Just kill friends and,
oh, I'm sorry. We have children
it's
that
a
the
joke.
we yes. However, the West, or sorry, the East will even go as far as killing children who are born with magical properties because they're that kind of asshole. Not a funny joke.
Yeah, I get it. Sorry.
Always nice to wake up to the screaming children and then the.
Yeah, that would be pretty bad.
It was. Now, I'd like to get some sleep.
Sleep.
Now, the mages do go and lay down and rest.
So, Bomb, how did you get separated?
We were on
You
a
don't mind me
run of
asking.
we were on a run of our own. I believe it was hunting, and I got attacked. I was obviously the front runner, and when I woke up, I was by myself, and not far from the town you guys met me in.
That's suspicious.
I won't lie.
Have you always used that weapon?
I've varied. The glaive was just more convenient at the time. I picked up a warhammer, bleh, an axe about some time ago, a great axe, but
It's a pretty cool looking weapon. I was just thinking, you don't see that very often. Well, I mean, you see them in the military, but not for adventuring.
I found it was a old thing I got when during my time in our home clan before we broke off.
I assume that it takes a fair amount of training to be good at something like.
He nods.
I confess that my training has been a little bit lax. Basic clubs, simple weapons. That's about it.
You learn a lot when you're part of an half orc tribe, so I learned a lot of weapons. It was easier.
Fair enough. I suppose. Get some sleep.
Wake me up from my watch then. And I will
Of
take
course.
the watch, I guess, after dusk.
All right. Then, Dusk, you're doing first one. I guess I can roll Toadex. He's still here.
He's camping out in the woods.
He's nearby.
Eyes in the trees.
When he goes to wake you, he says there's nothing really to report. Things are starting to return to normal. Sounds of owls and whatnot. And you can give me a perception.
My turn?
Be whoever's after Todak.
Todak was first. I believe I was second. Now that's performance. That's persuasion. There we go. With guidance.
Well, you when you wake up for your watch, you sit in your dome and look around. You don't really notice anything out of the ordinary. I mean, again, the force is returning back to normal.
Not necessarily quiet, but nothing out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
Works for me.
And then you wake up on,
I do.
and Bon the same. It's not quiet, but nothing seems odd.
I want a butterfinger.
While I'm on watch during that time, Bond will periodically look at the notes in the book he's keeping to share with his brother and put some new note for the battle to give his brother some more stories
Okay.
to make sure he keeps details because he knows Char will get very mad at him.
Okay.
A frogman might be a problem. The old lady, something weird about that one. The winged one won't shut up.
All right, then it's my turn, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if with Bond taking a watch, that may leave you either out of the rotation or the last of a fourth rotation.
Yeah, probably the last. I think we were like midway through a long rest before, but we might as
Long
well
rest had just
like, reset
started,
it.
so you guys hadn't actually gotten down to sleep or anything. The barrier was up. Guys were cooking and stuff, so
Yeah. Actually, yeah, that makes sense because they weren't that. They weren't.
still having that issue, eh?
I thought I was doing better, but yeah, I guess so.
And the same for you as the sun starts to rise, the forest actually quiets down a little bit, and you start hearing sounds of crickets and chirping. And yeah, it's morning. And I will let you guys do what you want to do for the morning and the start of the travel. I apparently have not finished my business. I will be right back.
Yep, I wake everyone up with a cup of coffee, making 7 doses.
Bond looks at it for a second and refuses politely.
Seeing you refuse the cup of coffee, Anna Karen stares at you for a moment before drinking it herself.
Up to this point, he had been refusing. He just doesn't drink coffee.
And up until this point, I had probably not been too concerned with it, but a ritual cast dispel weird shit. It's probably not a bad idea.
What, you're casting like spell like poison or disease on my food?
Blessing my particular coffee. Or at least that's what she says what she's doing. Right?
Anna Karen doesn't care. It's not like there was anything in it anyways. And again, she makes basically a nice breakfast using the monster parts that we got from the other stuff we've killed. Good food, nothing. Well, it's weird, but it's not like
Tainted.
something you don't know is in there. Basically,
Right.
Oh, Bond eats fine. He just doesn't drink coffee, so. And he hasn't been.
I, on the other hand, am suspicious now.
There's also an extra plate of food that's just left on the grave.
I have the. Where did it go? First, it is. First level, purify. And it's a ritual. I'm not a big fan of candy, but not too much. Now I have to eat it. So it doesn't go to waste. Here it says that
Oh, right.
So what's your plan when you get back to to town? Hunter Karen.
She's probably just gonna go back to work, healing people.
I had hoped to get some time to finish a crafting project or an enchanting project, but worried that this venture isn't going to pay enough to fund it.
Well, Auntie Karen's downtime doesn't require her to use a lot of gold, so if you really need any more, she'd be happy to more or less just give you the gold.
No, it's fine. I mean, we're talking about a fair amount of gold, so and it's a selfish endeavor. So, probably should use it for your own
Like I
for
said,
yourself.
she doesn't really need much. She still has that 100 gold pearl if need be that we never used once.
Well, you might need the pearl. The pearl is useful for for some spells, isn't it?
It's identify. That's it.
It's not a bad thing.
Yeah, and I guess for sake of more or less just because she can, she'll. I guess Todak probably already knows what it does by tuning to it, but she'll just cast Identify on the bow itself, so she can give Todak an exact explanation of what it does.
It's not unwise. Can I do that? Okay. No, that's not one of my abilities. world that we live in, this world, is infused with dark, untrustworthy situations. Identify anything magic that we find just to make sure that it is cursed. It's not, I don't know. It seems like something that we should be doing by, as a rule.
Yep, probably should be using it more often, but at this point, the cat's more or less out of the bag that Auntie Karen has magic with her, so
Still, it's not unwise to hide it as much as you can. Good practice.
yep.
Obviously, I too use magic of a sort. Truth be told, at some point, these wings are going to be a problem. They're going to attract the wrong attention.
I mean, the entirety of Auntie Karen more or less has a chance of doing that.
Yeah. But you seem to be a little bit more skilled at hiding it than I am.
I just use a robe. You have your wings out. They're useful that way, but
Yeah. Maybe I could get like a fake backpack or something. Stuff my wings in a fake backpack.
Lux, you can't use hiding magic?
Not really, no. My magic comes from my patron, my god, and what my god is. What is
Archangel.
she? Nicholas is a she. She has abilities that she can share, but those abilities are specific to her nature, and her nature is uh, not arcane, it's more divine. Healing, primarily, protection.
She nods.
Why is that the thing that I come back to? Alright, I do apologize. I am back. You guys got very quiet and it was weird.
Well, oddly enough, just talking verbatim for no apparent reason can sometimes be challenging.
Well, I mean, I did say you guys got your breakfast. Like, you can get your breakfast and then get moving on the road. So,
Yeah, I mean, I had thought to actually talk to the wizards more, but they were oddly silent. I kept asking them questions and they just would not respond. Rude.
smartass. Alright. Well, breakfast is served. I'm assuming Auntie Karen took care of that.
Yep.
Yes. She laced all the food with horrible stuff.
No, it wouldn't surprise me.
Yep, but you had to go and cure it with your magic, man.
I had to go and cure it with my magic.
Cure with fire. All right.
We did get a long rest, yes?
Yes.
Okay. Are we near water? Enough
Uh,
for Todak to take care of his needs? Or do I need to burn a spell slot?
you're probably gonna. Oh, the wizard will look at you. It's like, we're not near any water. However, I will provide the water so that way you can not have to worry about using a spell slot.
Thank you.
And water is created inside of a basin of land that he also used magic to dig out. I mean, if anybody else would like to take a bath first before the poison man jumps into it, they're free to do so.
Thank you for the offer, but I think a trip to the bathhouse once we get back to town is in order regardless, and I think that seems more pleasant than
And
what we can create on the spot.
understandable, fine. We should be back there by nightfall tomorrow night.
Let's get moving then.
Right, they get the carriages loaded up, and you guys get set on your way. And as
Speaking of,
yes,
given the difficulty of this mission and the frequency of your attacks, refresh my memory as to how much we were getting paid.
100 gold,
How much?
100 gold each.
Uh, shit. Okay.
Someone's advocating for a second level up after you guys' first level up.
Well, no. At this point,
Aw, Saber, you're too kind.
Well, there's reasons for
I
that.
agree. I totally agree.
Let's just
I
say
didn't say there was.
I kind of realized with the other group that I kind of severely have been underpaying you guys for a lot of stuff. So they have a
Wait,
lot of
Are
money.
you kidding me? Yeah, we are poor AF. We've been on the road for how long? It's been almost a week.
Probably week and a half.
Week and a half.
Closer to 2 weeks is the amount of time you
Uh,
guys passed. Oh, you mean from Vollendorf to Ulistenberg? That's been you
Well,
guys
no,
run.
from start of this. Yeah, from the. I mean personally, from the start of this mission to the point that we get back.
Probably closer to 3.5 weeks because it took quite a bit of time to get from Ulistenberg to Vollendorf, then up to the mountain, and then you're on day 4 of traveling, or day 5 of traveling back to Ulistenberg.
Okay, so we'll say 3 weeks. Doing the math in my head, had I gone fishing for 3 weeks, if I did well, which I usually do, I probably could have made 75 gold fishing, maybe a little bit more. Well, I made a profit, not much of a profit, and I had to kill a lot of things and almost die in the process. But I
Great.
suppose you take the lumps.
gonna say, if you're asking for more money, you've agreed to this.
I know, I know. I am not asking you for more money. I am just realizing that the next time that I agree to some sort of contract, I need to actually consider the value of the contract a little bit closer.
Well, considering that all your food was paid for and your lodgings and all that stuff too, I mean, you guys got off pretty
Ah,
well.
no. Yes. Well, no, because I can create food. And lodgings, I can create that too.
Not inside of a town. I mean, you try to go inside of a city or something and
Actually,
create a nice little cabin for yourself or your dome, and you're gonna have guards there waiting for you to arrest you.
I'll do it outside of town.
But then you don't have a nice, comfortable bed or delicious
Fawn
food.
kind of.
Right. And if I,
Fawn looks. I can hunt.
I
so
can
do I.
cook.
Don't appreciate the finer things in life.
I can fish. And the money that I make from fishing, which is surprisingly less dangerous than this,
Well, you're fishing wrong, apparently, because fishing is dangerous.
it can be. But not drop a dragon on your head kind of dangerous, at least not generally. If it were, fish would be a lot more expensive.
I mean, technically, if you kill 100,000 crabs, you become a level 20 character.
That's only for using experience.
Wild boars.
Lunch manages to pass without too much of an incident, and you guys manage to set up another set of camp for the night.
So we're gonna be there by nightfall.
Tomorrow night.
All right.
I'll make up for it in the next chapter.
I think Saber was referring to my comment earlier on that one.
No, she wasn't. Trust me, she's referring to your group. You guys, yeah, like I said, I'll fix it in the next chapter. Do you guys have anything you want to do, talk about, for this time, for this night, or
Yes.
okay?
Well, you guys are wizards.
Well,
And
there's a wizard, and then there's
crafters.
a warlock, and then there's a sorcerer. But yes, wizards.
And crafters. Enchanting. I have a project that I'm working on. This entire endeavor was a step in funding it. Not going to be enough, clearly, but perhaps you can teach me if you have any advice on cutting costs and whatnot. So I'm trying to make a protective enchantment.
Well, if you're trying
And
to cut costs of
uh,
materials, the best thing would be to try and find and forge some materials yourself. As for the enchanting side of things,
the enchanting side of things I can do personally, but my estimates, and I was speaking to some experts before, was that it was all total with crafting and time invested, calculating it all in, it's going to be about 500 gold for the project. And well, you guys are crafty, and I thought, second opinion, fourth opinion, fifth opinion, maybe I could find ways to cut corners, or not necessarily cut corners, but cut costs.
Well, like I said, going and finding the materials yourself and mining them yourself and forging them yourself would definitely cut costs.
So, well, yeah. So
Wouldn't cut the
basically,
time, but it would cut the costs.
well, that's part of the equation. Time is money. And money is part of. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
But any expert you talked to would have been factoring their time and the time that it was spent to gather the materials and so on and so forth. So, if you don't factor in the time that you would spend, then obviously you wouldn't have to pay for the time, and that would definitely cut down costs quite a bit, as well as forging things yourself.
Well, yes. The device, of course, in question is an amulet, and the enchanting process itself, as in viewing it with the magic I can do. Crafting the amulet, I can even sort of do that as well. No, need to. It has to be of sufficient quality to warrant if it's going to hold the magic, as I understand it.
Now,
And because I want it to be specific in appearance and function. But long story short, I suppose it's just going to be same old, same old.
yes, well,
By the
like I
looks of it,
said,
I'm probably going to have to put this project on the back burner for another, who knows, at this rate, a few years.
if you go and get the materials yourself and you get materials that are high enough quality, as long as, say, like for an amulet, it doesn't need to be made out of metal or glass, it could be sufficiently powerful wood. Uh, it doesn't need to look great, but
Oh, yes, it is.
that's an aesthetic thing.
Well, seeing as how that it is going to be a holy symbol, I want it to look uh, respectably proper.
Well, again, if you want to cut costs, the way to do it is to do it yourself. From
Well, I am
scratch.
doing it myself, but yeah.
Well, I mean from scratch, from the raw materials up to the finished product.
Gotcha. No.
And practice makes perfect, so practicing on lower quality materials is a good way to get started on that.
Yeah, unfortunately, it doesn't quite work like that. Not this particular project, but
Well, again, if you're trying to make something specific that you're doing yourself, practice makes perfect.
yeah.
And practicing over and over to get the design that you want as well as you want, and then working up to higher grade materials is the best way to do it yourself. Again, that's all I can offer. If you want somebody else to do it for you, you're probably going to have to spend that 500 gold.
Actually, if I were going to have somebody else do it, would probably cost more than 500.
Well, the enchanting is
Based off
definitely
of
going
my
to cost it.
calculations.
Well, and the enchanting is going to cost
Oh, no.
more than 500 gold, that's for sure, but the raw
Well,
materials
the
itself
enchanting
would be.
actually, the enchanting requires uh, uh, me casting spells, and that I can do. Doesn't cost money per se. Enough of that conversation. I just figured it would be a conversation that you're knowledgeable enough that it might help kill some time on this travel.
Well, I am knowledgeable about quite a many things. It just depends on what you're looking for.
Yeah, I figured I'd pick your brain.
I'm sorry I couldn't be more help to what some other people told you, but
Well, it was still worth a try.
alright. Those two are talking. Is there anything else you guys would like to do or talk about before going to get some sleep?
Nope, I was just having a
Long story
conversation with
short,
Auntie Karen.
yeah, long story short, I was just doing some mindless arc.
Oh, I know.
As you were talking, I was looking up.
Search for buried treasure.
I was looking up the like creation of magic items role, and it's like, oh, the item I'm looking for would take like 200 gold to make. I was like, probably can't do that, but seems really nice.
I haven't even looked
Yeah,
at magic
level-
items. I'm like, yeah, I have no magic to do that. It'll cost me more.
Well, no, actually, yes and no. There are specific rules for crafting magic items, and a third level magic item
I have a
is
slight
roughly 500
obsession with
gold.
bag of holdings.
Yeah, that's considered an uncommon, I believe, which costs 500
Yep.
to craft.
Well,
I mean, I have
Costs
that.
more.
looking at the Xanathar's guide, page 129, an uncommon item takes 2 weeks to craft for 200 gold.
Um,
That's also, we're going to be
well,
following everything very, very strictly, and I don't always do that.
Yeah, plus
well, it depends on which one you use. The DM's guide is also 2 weeks with 500 gold, and half that if it is a consumable object, a consumable magic item. So I went with my estimates being the higher of the two.
the Xanathar's is newer, but 5e creation rules have always been sort of
Loose. Yeah.
That's why I
But
generally
it's a
like to do
springboard.
my own stuff.
Yeah, but it's still a good base, a base template for calculations of what you're going to need. If it ends up being less, great. If it ends up being more, well, I err on the side of caution. So you assume it's going to be the more expensive of the two. At least that's my motto, anyway.
Alright. So, yeah, was there anything anything else you guys wanted to do for the night before you went to bed?
Nope.
Just random conversation, and I will make bubble.
Right, yep. The bubble goes up, and in the distance you can see, as the sun starts to set, the light coming from Ulistenberg, but it is very faint and far away. It is about another day's travel.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, standard watches. Conversation does happen, of course, but we don't necessarily have to play that.
Yeah, alright. Let's get These out of the way. Perception of the toad. When Todak informs you, of Watch, and when he wakes you up, he says, he heard some sounds, but it might just be other people out hunting, finishing up their hunts. As they don't
Okay.
seem to be coming near where you guys are.
Yeah, that's an element of the crafting rules, not Karen, that they don't quite mention. You don't necessarily have to make the object that's being enchanted, though most GMs would require that it has to be at least a high quality item. The enchanting process itself requires research, time, and money on all sorts of other things. It's kind of a lump sum to say these are you do all sorts of different things. End result, this is how much you ended up spending with time and money.
Yep.
Alright, so Bon, not Bon, Dusk, you're next for the watch.
I think I am Nettle Watch, as I can see better. Speak. Ah, 21.
Yep, the sounds that Todak reported start growing fainter at the beginning of your watch and then disappear completely. And everything seems very peaceful tonight.
Good.
I assume mine's coming, so I'm just rolling.
The night is quiet. The sounds of owls and stuff, owls and other nocturnal animals are very faint as you guys are this close to the city now. You can hear the occasional chirp or the hoot, but it's a very, very peaceful night.
Then I take them last.
Yep. The sun starts to rise, and the sounds of crickets and birds chirping fills your ears once again. There doesn't seem to be anything around that might cause you guys harm.
Good.
And morning comes, you guys wake, and breakfast can be served.
When Bon wakes, he's gonna go out to hunt to see if he can supplement some of the food. Because that's part of his background, so I'm gonna start using it regularly.
Yeah, I guess as you are about to head out to go hunting and Karen's about to set up to start cooking, Karen immediately throws up and there's a black pile of just horrible ichor on the floor.
Oh, God. You all
Something
right?
not agreeing with my stomach today.
Dear God.
Is this something that healing would help? Or is this something that you're just going to have to deal with?
No, I have a medicine I can give myself to help fix this. As she pulls out like a twig from her bag of herbs and just starts chewing on it. Seconds later, she throws up again.
Vaughn has no healing ability, so he's gonna go out hunting.
You know what? Let's just have trail rations today.
I know that it's going to be completely useless, but healing word on onto Karen anyway, just because she has to.
Mm. And Karen feels slightly better, but
You
she's
know,
still
you don't.
grumbling because of.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't do anything per se, but you know, to have the ability to magically cure people and to not try doesn't make sense.
Yeah, plus he probably just like healed her sore throat from vomiting twice, so she's slightly better off.
All right, so I have English.
English hard.
Overrated.
I have the Outlander background, so that means I should be able to find food for the group. Correct.
The
Me too.
potential for it, yeah.
So when I return, I'll do the cooking. Vaughn will do the cooking. It's Night Not D is the same as Auntie Karen's that he'll cook.
Right. If you want to actually go out and hunt, give me a survival check.
Is that with
Hey,
advantage
Todak,
because
okay,
of
he
my
can help.
background?
Give me a survival check.
Well, no, you don't get advantage because of your background, but if you were to go with somebody that also has those kind of skills, then you could get advantage, i.e., say Todak.
Yeah. What exactly are you looking to hunt? Any sort of
Just to
specific
get
animal, or
No, not a specific animal. Vaughn would have been traveling enough to be able to know and see signs, especially with the thing to get food for
yes?
the group.
But I mean, like, was there anything specific that Bond would have wanted to hunt for breakfast? Something that maybe could store and sell later.
I mean, maybe if there was something with fur, he'd do it
I
so
know,
he
I
could.
know, I know. A golden stag with golden antlers and the fleece that is so pure and shimmery that it's worth billions.
I think you're
That's
looking for
coming. It's gonna happen now.
what's it called, an Umbrax? Basically the giant gold-plated weasel.
Oh, that's like second edition, right?
I think you
Oh
need to
no,
send me
that's a
that.
different one.
But Bond,
I don't know.
as you're out hunting, what weapon are you using? Just a bow and an arrow?
Yep.
Uh, you see at first you see a deer. It seems to be the only thing that's really around at the moment, and you loose an arrow and you manage to take it down. Antimatter cannon. And when you go to claim your kill and make sure that it is dead, you see standing before you this large creature that it just kind of walks up to you and stares down at you with this beautiful shining coat.
All I'm thinking is, oh fuck, guys, you picked something and now he's gonna kill me.
And everything about this thing just kind of shines in the light as it stares down at you. And as it turns to leave, one of its antlers actually catches in a tree and it tugs and it tugs before the antler actually falls out. And it is that time of year where they lose their antlers and start to regrow them. and it just continues to walk away as this antler is now hanging and swinging in a tree.
I guess I'll take the antler. And then bring the meat back to feed everybody.
All right. You get back, and you get the meat prepared to feed those that actually are able to eat. And the drow walks up to you. It's like, that antler. Where did you get that?
It was an encounter. A very unlikely one, as that's not usually how antlers come off.
I mean, it's not a normal creature, anyways. It's also probably hurting too, but I mean, it's like yanking out a loose tooth.
Yeah.
And
You're welcome.
she looks at you. It's like, can I see it in? Can I just see it for a moment?
He allows the person to see it. Saber, that's not my fault. Like, I was pretty sure they were gonna kill me with it.
You rolled a 24. I wasn't going to be mean about it. If you rolled a 1, then you would have got gored.
No,
Oh.
no. You rolled a 24. He was going to be mean about it, but everybody called him on it before he could, and now he didn't want to be a hypocrite or be predictable, so he had to do something different.
No, actually, she rolled this. I was just like, okay, what creature could I have show up that would actually be really good? Uh, she looks it over for a bit while the food is being prepared, and kind of tries to scratch some of it, and when she's done, she hands it back to you and says, "You should definitely keep this, or I know a guy. When we get back into town, I'll put you in contact. Do not let anybody take this until you talk to him."
Bond nods and puts it away carefully.
We might have Anti-Karen cast use Identify on it, see whether or not it has any properties before you go and flash that thing around town.
He kind of gestures at the food he's currently trying to make.
It's
He
right
has
there.
a focus. He looks over at Auntie Karen. I think I'll ask later.
Auntie Karen, I'll ask for you, Bob. Auntie Karen, do you think you could spend some time to and identify that doohickey she found? Or he found?
After a moment, Andy Karen's milky eyes dart towards your direction, just like blinking. She nods her head once.
Alright, so I'm assuming you're casting Identify?
Yep, I guess someone hands her the horn, and then Andy Karen just sort of like slithers on the ground into her tent, and then she just stays in there for about 10 minutes until the spell's cast.
Alright, give me one little second. I need to do a little bit of Google Foo here. Okay. Quite hefty. Alright then. I will go with the modified version of that.
He looks over at Dusk. Is she gonna be alright?
I hope so. she goes through fits every now and then. Unfortunately, there's not much we can do to stop it. She just gotta let it ride its course.
He nods.
There you go.
Ride its course? No, run its course.
Ride it out and run its course. Send shit tell there onto Karen.
Yeah, after a while, Auntie Karen finally leaves her tent. She's upstanding again. She just
I'm
sort of,
assuming by now I finished the food and present some to Auntie Karen to eat. Try and eat.
Oh yeah, the food would be done right around now. Take about 10 minutes.
yep. As I guess you hand her a bowl of food, she'll hand you over the platinum antler. Say, not magical. Can't use it to heal people, but a lot of money.
Did she throw up on Bon in that one? Or can I do a dex check to avoid the puke?
No, she threw up all over the antler.
Oh, good. I can clean that.
Auntie Karen did not take the food you give her. Auntie Karen just goes back into her tent to just basically die as she leaves. Like if she did splatter you some of the vomit as she leaves, she snaps her fingers and whatever vomit was on you disappears.
Okay.
And I say the vomit is supposed to be like an inky, like blackish tar, if anything. So it's very disgusting, but not like vomit disgusting.
Bon is
not
still more
disgusting.
worried for Auntie Karen than anything you got on him.
You say that now, but if it were burning a hole through your stomach, then you'd be saying something completely different.
Actually, Saber. Wait, am I muted? I don't think I'm muted. I think I'm muted. I am muted. That is not alcohol poisoning. That is an
Alright,
aberration
so
thing.
you said I got what? A deer?
It is a platinum stag antler.
Okay, not that part. The food I've got.
Oh yeah, deer.
So Bon's going to save the hide to see if he can sell it.
Okay.
Do we got an estimate on how much that antler weighs?
It's 8 kilograms. So that would be 13 pounds.
Okay.
It's not bad for a platinum
Yeah,
antler.
solid platinum all the way to the core.
And I just picked up the weight for a deer hide.
Also, I did the math on that, and
Yeah, I just did it too.
real life, that's $300,000.
Well, I just add 1 platinum to my character. Saw the price in the weight. It's 0.02, so 13 divided by 0.02. That's 650.
That kind of makes up for it, because that's roughly what the other group got.
Actually, You're basing that off of the material components and whatnot.
Yeah, it's just pure
But
weight, so we're
what
probably
you?
not going to get that much.
Oh no, no, it's even worse. Other way. You sell that to somebody that is a collector, and it would be worth significant more.
Yeah, good idea.
Oh, trust me, I know what I'm doing with this. It may seem like I have no idea what I'm doing, but trust me, I'm
Savor
an idiot.
gold, not platinum.
Oh no, they found 100 platinum each in one of the puzzles.
Ah,
Although somebody lost 50 of it to a gynosphinx? Gynosphinx? A sphinx. Oh, were elephant.
I meant war elephant, but yeah, either
Oh.
or.
oh, are we back in town? Sorry, I
Not
jumped
yet,
out
no.
for a second.
No, not yet.
Yeah, just a joke, but still have the idea of Auntie Karen on the back of a how to just like, ah, die!
I read it as were elephant. I'm just like, oh my god. That's terrifying.
Loxodon to the extreme.
Ah. Well, if there's nothing else, we can load up onto Karen into the cart and continue on.
We can do that.
Vaughn helps like bank the fire and set it up, and I'm gonna start actually playing this character better.
All right.
He's going to put the efforts after being chased to actually cover tracks as they're moving this next day, because he should have done it sooner, but I didn't. So
Didn't think of
live
it.
and learn.
Well, I think we're actually on the road.
Yeah, you
so
were
covering
physically
the
on the
tracks
road.
won't really do anything.
Right?
Not
No, I'm
only
talking
are
about
you on
the. I'm talking about the campsite itself, because that wouldn't have been
yeah,
on the
yeah.
road.
Well, it had probably been not too far off of the side of the road, and travel through these means is actually common. So while we're out there on the road, we're probably running into old campsites from other travelers and the like. At this point, we're so close to town. We're within a day's travel. We're probably now running into a lot of uh, villagers, like
Right, but Bond would have done
people
this
that
out of
live on.
instinct, and I'm just not. I haven't been
Yeah,
playing
yeah.
him the way I should, so this is just a. This is what he does, kind of thing.
Uh-huh. I get you. I get
That's
you.
absolutely
Just
fine.
thinking out loud here.
Why do you need an elephant, Auntie Karen?
Because riding an elephant into battle is badass as shit.
You know, just because Rex is in here doesn't mean you need to replace that for Rex. I'm wearing headphones.
Also, I mean, man, Chazo, you would remember, like, Cross. Gonna have that.
Oh, yeah?
remi-
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that was good and handy as hell.
Yep, I had Ankylosaurus and a Triceratops mount.
Oh, I think I remember that.
Yep.
Oh, that is just dirty.
Well, I never. That being said, I only ever use them as like pack animals. I only use the axe beak as my actual combat mount, which is very dumb, but is funny.
I don't actually remember him using it in combat. More just had all the animals because he could have all the animals.
I think we only
Oh,
use the.
no, he was definitely he was a range, yeah, he was like a cavalier. So he was
Yep.
like a mounted combat, which was
Oh yeah,
really unique, kind of fun.
yeah. I do remember the axe beat fighting, but I don't remember it getting much done. So
Also, apparently I need to say this because I only just noticed it, and it probably was on the 2 days I didn't stream. Magi are boring. Thanks for the follow.
hmm.
Oh, just somebody followed and I only just noticed it. Didn't get an email for it or anything. Thanks, Twitch.
I swear, if that was what Eric put his new name as, I'm kicking his butt.
You mean your brother?
Yes.
You're gonna have to ask him.
Oh, I don't want to know because I'll have to kick his butt. I'm
Uh,
pretty. Because he was telling me he was making a new Twitch.
Alright, well, you guys get back on the road and start making your way towards town.
As the closer we get, the higher spirits. Well, actually, I don't know. He's probably getting a little nervous, but also looking forward to having to getting back to civilization. But
You couldn't have just asked him
conscientious.
personally. You had to ask him on a chat
Oh,
that
yeah.
I would know the answer of.
Yep.
Sorry, Jazza.
It's all good. Just trying to keep the conversation going.
No, it's fine. So I may have heard what you said, but my brain didn't register what you said. So could you say it again, please?
Yeah, it wasn't important.
All right. You
So,
guys get. Oh, yes, my brain is starting to process it now. I'm glad to be getting back, spirits, etc. Yes.
so as we're going, Vaughn is going to be like hunting and foraging towards the town. He doesn't think he's gonna get much, but he's still gonna try to supplement his food out
All right.
because these are the habits he's formed, and I
Uh,
haven't been playing.
it is going to be really hard to do proper hunting while traveling. However, you do find berries and stuff along the side of the road and bushes. What's that? Kanukit I see? That is a Kanukit I see. But yeah, no, you find easily plenty of berries, but nothing in the way of meat. I mean, you got plenty of deer with you.
That's fine.
And as night starts to fall, you guys push yourselves just a little bit and you get up to the gates. Guards are there, and they stop you. It's like, hey, halt! It's past curfew. What are you doing out here?
Past
Traveling.
curfew? There's a curfew now?
People have been going missing, so yes, there is a curfew now.
Well, we weren't aware. We are returning from a expedition. Their expedition, actually.
The guard looks at the three mages. It's like, do you have your papers in order? And one of the mages, hops down the drow and walks up to the guard with a bunch of papers. It's like, I would like to speak to somebody else. She scoffs at him, and the human jumps down and grabs the papers and hands it to the guard. And it's like, all right, everything seems to be in order. You lot watch yourselves.
What's that all about?
He's saying that to the guard or to the mages?
I mean, no, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but they're not really, this seems like unusual uh, behavior for this city, yes?
Yes.
This is not something that they're accustomed to when dealing with these guards?
Exactly. This is unusual. So who are you saying? So who are you asking? What was that?
I'll say it to the guards, yeah, but uh, just to preface, I am more concerned than if there's something going on, maybe that there's something that we can do to help. We are adventurers by nature, or at least I'm interested. What do you mean people are going missing?
In the past few days, humans have been going missing, and the non-humans haven't been doing anything to try and stop it or look into it, and they haven't lost a single person.
Bond raised an eyebrow. And he's got some questions that he's staying silent.
Is there some place that we can go to find more information? The guardhouse, I assume?
The guardhouse is closed down to civilians.
Hmm.
Oh god, they're racist. If I was
The
you,
guardhouse is.
I'd stay away from the non-humans.
She raises an
And
eyebrow.
And the guard gets kind of close when he says that and almost whispers it a little bit.
Okay.
You look human, so.
Minus the friggin' big ass white wings on her back. Yeah, I suppose those could be decoration.
Well, I mean, you're also
She
a
keeps
little
them
famous.
perfectly still.
You're also a little famous. So the guard would see the seraph wings and just be like, yeah, right.
What's the guard's reaction to Bond, knowing what I've read from the resources you've given me, and the fact that a half orc is now coming into the city?
His hand is on his weapon when he takes a look at you.
Yeah, but
I
hold
was.
if I am in fact slightly famous, then it's probably a known fact that I also travel with a frog.
He only knows you from your church stuff.
Not to mention,
He only knows you from
Yeah.
your religious side of things.
Hmm.
He's resisting arrest! Open fire!
yeah,
Let's not go there.
let's not go.
Can you at least, if you can, tell us where most of these humans have been disappearing from?
All over. It's been random.
Random, as in there is no specific area?
There doesn't seem to be any sort of specific pattern, no.
I was talking about area of abduction.
And I was answering. It's just random areas. It doesn't matter. It's from the Dock District to the Temple District to the Citadel District. People just go missing.
Well, let's
Um,
get our charges to their university, and we can
Bond nods, but he
figure
looks
out
at
what
the
to do
guard.
from there.
You say the non-humans are doing nothing to help?
Why do they care? They just get to live their lives and be okay.
He nods, thinking, and agree and follows after dusk.
Bunch of useless. Should be put into cages. Everybody gets through, and the carriages and everything follows you down to the college district, straight to the college itself.
Is that this thingy?
What is this thingy?
I pinged it.
I'm not seeing a ping. No, that is not the college district. College district is here. Where it says college district.
Shift ping.
College district.
Hey, thank you.
And you guys are brought down specifically to this large building, which actually has stone and metal gates around it.
Is there any notice boards as we get into the college district or places where there's information being traded that I can observe?
None that are around in the college district, no.
Okay. I will ask the mages we're with about that. If there's any way to leave a message or anything.
I
If there's
mean,
someone seeking information there.
sorry, just distracted by what on to Karen saying. I mean, you could go around to the taverns and leave messages there, or the inns, but if you don't know where they're going to be, it's kind of hard to leave a message for a specific person.
So there's nowhere of just general information here.
No, not around
Trying
here.
to reach a specific person.
If my brother does come to this city, he'll come here first because this is where the stories usually start, according to him. So leaving any kind of message in this area for him would be helpful.
Uh,
But no, not for a specific person where you don't know if they're even here, where they could go. There isn't really a specific place where you'll be able to leave a message.
He nods.
Monster done. That was a chunky can.
can I help?
So you guys get to the college itself, and the gates are opened after the papers are checked, and you guys are all allowed inside. If you wouldn't mind, would you mind helping us unload the pieces and bring them inside? I mean, they are quite heavy, and
I got it.
we appreciate it.
Auntie Karen specifically stands as far away from those as she can.
Bon will help as well.
Right? Touching the pieces has no ill effects, and that you can tell, and you can't manage to
Use
take them.
gloves.
What?
Use gloves.
And you managed to take the pieces inside to a laboratory. Or for those with a different sort of way of speaking, a laboratory.
Laboratory. If you're going to speak proper, speak proper.
In
I don't think that's
Dexter's
proper, but okay.
lab.
Hey, if you've ever watched Dexter's Laboratory, you would know
I have
full well
consumed all of it.
it's laboratory.
DD, what are you doing in my lab?
You're
Omelette
just
du
sounding like a
fromage.
bad French accent.
Oh, oui, oui.
It's fine. Actually, I have that on DVD.
Oh, I haven't watched Dexter's Lab in so long. I hope they don't bastardize it
Oh,
like
that's
they're
a
doing
good
everything
show.
else.
I used to love that one.
You know they're going to.
I know, but I can still hope.
I don't know. My brother said DuckTales turned out pretty good.
Yes, but I mean, look at who they got to voice Scrooge McDuck. You can't go wrong with him.
Anyways.
Shadoon platoon upon the moon.
Back to the game.
I was about to, then you spoke it up again. They look at you, it's like, alright. If you just give us 1 moment, we'll get your payment, and if we need you again for anything, we will contact you. Alright?
Yep.
We know how to get in touch, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem.
Yeah. We'll just wait for our pay.
Yeah, they leave, and like very shortly later, they come back with several sacks of gold and hand it to each of you.
And first stop, and she is going to head back to, well, actually,
Dancing Dragon!
I'm going to assume, Vaughn, you're going to need a place to stay. Auntie Karen has a home of her own. I have a temple to go to. I
Yeah.
think I actually have a home of my own as well.
You have a
Yeah,
place that's being paid for by the Earl.
Yes, if you need a place to stay, you're always welcome at my house. It's over. Insert location name. Probably over in like the Citadel district, because that's probably closer to the hospitals and whatnot.
I think we actually said it was over in Upper Zorbeck, around here. No, it was Lower Zorbeck where you had your chop shop. Because it's a chop shop.
It's 100 gold, yes?
Yes.
Bond nods. I will take you up on the offer for tonight. I wouldn't want to impose too long.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, so once once Dusk has established where everybody is going to be, she makes it known that she is heading back to her temple and that she will catch up with them later.
Alright.
Oh,
Stay
before
safe.
Vaughn leaves the college, he's going to ask that the mage that had said to wait to connect him with someone who could deal with the antler, where he can come back and request him.
Well, she walks up to you and says, so where are you going to be staying for the next little bit? Because it might take a bit to get in contact with them.
Dawn gestures at Auntie Karen and Dusk. I will keep in contact with these two, so if you need to find me, there be the easiest. I wouldn't want to impose too long on their hospitality, so.
Alright. I will contact them, and when I get the information and the meeting set up.
He nods.
They let you out of the college, and you guys can go and relax and rest for the next month, or do what the things you wish to do.
I had not yet fully decided. Do we have to know now?
No, I figured we're just about the 2 hour mark, which is what I planned for, so we can end it with here, do our little epilogue at some point on days off, get stuff set up, and then we can start the next chapter in 2 weeks.
Okay.
Assuming everybody's
I
ready.
feel like I could try and figure out what I am going to do and post it on Discord. Or
Right.
would you prefer that I posted it into Roll20 for what do you call it? Posterity, for record keeping's sake.
Put it in your bio somewhere so that way I can keep going back to it without having to. No, they're not leveling up. They just leveled up last session.
Yeah, we're leveling up insanely fast. To be completely honest.
I
Well,
think Saber's just getting used to our game, my game, because I keep leveling them.
well, I mean, the first 5 levels leveling fast is kind of makes sense because you really want to get through that slog.
And then you look at my game, and you guys have been the same level for what, 4 months?
Yeah. Like, I am leveling you guys fast, but it is slowed down significantly compared to the first chapter because, again, the first, like, few levels, you just want to get out of them to actually get into the meat and potatoes of it.
You know the Wreck-It Ralph? You've watched Wreck-It Ralph.
No.
Yeah.
There's a scene in Wreck-It Ralph where Ralph is at Tappers and he's out in the back, and there's this one really big armored guy, and he's sitting there mumbling to himself, walking into a wall back and forth, but he keeps walking forward, but he's not going anywhere because he's walking into a wall. Sometimes I feel that that's exactly what you guys do in my game.
I'd love to get back to that game. Oh, you mean the one that we're currently doing, not the other one that we had to put on hiatus.
No, not the one that you're in hiatus. No, I'm talking about the one that's active.
Which is the
Yeah.
hiatus one? Is that the Tiamat one?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. The one I had to leave.
Well, not a lot of people had to leave, unfortunately.
Everybody left. I think Ken and Azeroth are the only two that are left.
Yep.
I mean, I could do it. Probably help start Find a Day now if you guys wanted to get back into it.
The only day that I'm available is Saturday mornings. So
Yep. And we're taking.
Oh well. Uh, but yeah, you guys have a month. I do suggest that you. So tell me what you guys want to do for your downtime. Put in your bios in a place where like it's gonna be like the most noticeable
so
thing. Like
question before you. I assume that we're going to deal with. Well, here's the thing. If the was it proceeds?
that is a
The
word. Yes.
proceeds for that antler is shared, then that may change what it is, what I intend to do.
That definitely depends on Bond. But I'm assuming Bond would be sharing it. Yes.
I mean, Bond basically just found like 10,000 gold. They can just like leave and no one would stop them.
Yep, it's true.
Okay, so my character went to the woods, found this antler. Yes, character is retiring. Goodbye, guys.
I mean, I do have other characters I could use that might work in this campaign better.
Right?
So, not an illegitimate idea.
Still really
My
funny to
character,
me.
first day, my character is here to make his fortune. Second day, an antler worth more than he would ever make in his life otherwise. My character has completed his goals. Sunset.
But Bon, I am assuming you are going to be sharing that that goal income.
I mean, I hadn't decided yet, so sure.
You don't have to.
What?
You don't have
I hadn't even I didn't even know how much it was worth until you guys told me. You just told me it was worth a lot.
Oh, I
It
need
is
to come
worth
up with an actual price because yeah.
I'm just saying.
Well, to be fair, it is only as worth as much as you can get for it. So, and that is entirely up to
Me.
Mr. Dragon.
Also, when Bond goes on that, he's most likely taking Karen on that because he's not knowledgeable in selling these things. So, Karen knows what it's worth and knows more. So,
I mean, she's kind of a crazy old lady, so I
Karen's,
think if anything, Dusk would probably be best for this.
fine.
yeah,
Bond
Karen
is
doesn't
taking
like to
someone
travel
to go with.
anywhere.
There, what'd you say, Dusk?
I said, Karen doesn't like to go anywhere.
That is true. All right, so yeah, you get put it in your bio so that way I know what to do with you guys, and let me know what if you guys like what you guys want. A weapon like a weapon, a helmet, greaves, gauntlets, bracers, a circlet, a friggin' cape. Like
Depends on what the, it
Karen told me they want an apron.
starship.
No.
I'm terribly curious what this item is for, so
You will just have to pick something and find out.
I will. I'm just dating.
I need to, because I need to get a certain voice clip. One sec. Let's see if I can find it. Just need. Why can I not find something that is just like half a second?
What? You-
One sec. Of course, ads.
Clairvoyance. Hey, Bond,
Mm?
you have no clue where your comrade or brother is at all.
No, my brother was the magic. I'm hoping he'll send his message like normal. But for now, I figure the best I can do is try and talk around.
If I knew, well, I don't know him. I was going to say I could send him a message, but I'd need to actually have some understanding of who the person was.
He looks like me, except less scarred because he cares about his face.
Uh,
You know, I think your brother might multi-class into paladin
Oh,
to
you
get
poor
protection
thing,
from
you
diseases.
really care about your face as well. You look so handsome.
Thank you, Auntie Karen.
And what I said just went right over your head, didn't it? Realized I was still kind of muted. Was I? Am I muted? Nah, I'm not muted anymore. Okay.
We hear you now.
Yeah, no, I said, I think your brother might also multi-class as a paladin to get protection from diseases.
Who?
Your brother. The
Why would he
bod.
multi? Why would he multi-class as a paladin?
To get immunity for diseases?
Why would he do that?
Yeah, you think about it and you'll get it.
Oh,
Not funny.
Yes, it is.
I didn't even say he was that type of bard.
I know.
Not all bards are that way.
I
Stop
know.
assuming. He's not built that way.
whoa, 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 whoa. What do you mean not all bards are built like that? Well, yes, they are. They're entirely always like that.
No, no, no.
Every
Shar is
single one
not.
of them.
No,
It's absolutely true. Absolutely
no.
true. All bards behave like that.
And not only did your brother become a paladin, but he also took the oath of throwing it back. You tell me that's not at least a semi-interesting oath. You are lying.
I don't even know that oath.
I should be able to find a good one.
And now, yes, you're right. Not all bards are like that. But it is the classic stereotype.
Correct, but bard is not built. Shar is not built that way.
This one should have it. All right.
You know, I really shouldn't have made a brother because you're gonna do something to him.
I'm gonna do such horrible, horrible things.
No,
I will
Alright.
get you, sir.
having family in the game isn't the bad thing.
Okay, just Sark should be the horny stereotype since their class is, and then someone sticking
For
it where they really
clarification, I
shouldn't.
was talking about Bond's brother that I created for his backstory,
Yep.
not my actual brother.
Oh, I know.
I was talking to Dusk.
No. See,
Yeah.
Kanaka, you're not wrong, but technically it should be warlocks because they have sugar daddies.
Well, that's one way of looking at them, but I don't know that I would call them sugar daddies because it's usually not free.
Well, of course,
I
that's the whole point. Like, you think that sugar daddies just give money for free? No, they give money for services.
and now we're devolving into this.
But we will end this stream here, and I will be back in. I'll actually probably do a game that's slightly different than normal. I'll leave Mass Effect for tomorrow. I want to try playing a JRPG because I kind of really want to. Because it has Dante in it.
Speaking of, you still
Question
haven't
mark?
caught up the story.
You haven't caught up with what?
Story. And the only one that really matters.
Oh, for 14.
Yes.
Maybe if work keeps on like this, and I might get back into 14 to play it because I'm gonna have a bit more time. But I know I'm working this Tuesday. Not working 60 hours a week, it can definitely give me more time to do stuff I
Where are
want to do.
you? Where are you exactly in that?
Technically I am in what's the first expansion again?
Heaven's Ward?
Heaven's Ward.
Yeah, I'm at the beginning of Heaven's Ward. Technically, but
At the beginning of Heaven's Ward?
yeah, because when I first started playing,
God.
it's a whole thing. I partly had to change my account because there's a guy I know that knows that account, and I just needed to get away from it. But I mean, I have been working 60 plus hours a week for the past 4
Why you?
years. Trying to get
You've
into
been
anything
doing
like
some
that is
questionable RP.
what? No, I haven't been.
I said, no, I'm asking. You have to get away from somebody? Have you been doing some questionable RP?
No, he used to be one of my best friends, but he's an incredibly toxic person. So
Oh, is this the person I wanted who pissed me off?
yeah, yes, it is.
Oh, oh. We're not talking about him because I will go to Canada and go get arrested.
Yeah,
Okay, enough of that.
but
Stuff like that matter.
yeah, no. Now that I'm not currently working 60 hours a week, which is probably going to change once the lockdown's done. I might try to get back into it a little bit. So whoever wants to play with me can look forward to that. You have
Well,
to bear
mine's
with me.
Hey there.
my subscription is currently down. Now you get back into it.
I mean, I have to pay for it too. So
And with the new expansion coming up, that they're removing the data center thing.
oh really?
So you'll be, yep. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to go from like, what do you got? They're adding Oceanic. You're going to be able to jump data centers, but I don't know if you're going to be able to jump um, like go to the Japan servers or not. That might be the from what I can tell, that will be a thing. You can go to the Japan servers, but I don't know for certain.
So they're probably combining like general servers, like the North American servers, the European ones, and the Japanese all together.
They're not combining, actually. No, they're not combining any. They're making a new one. They're making an Oceanic for the Australians, but
Ah.
they're breaking down the barriers for visiting. So currently,
You only go
you
from
can
server to
visit,
server, but not from
but
data
it has
center
to
to
be
data
in your
center.
same data center, right? So, like, I can visit anybody on the Crystal data center, but I couldn't go to, say, Excalibur or whatever the case may be. they're getting rid of that, so you can go to visit Scalp.
All right. But yeah, we'll end the stream here, and I'll start back up in a couple of minutes. I hope everybody enjoyed D&D.
Good.
Chapter 2
Good.
is done, and get ready for Chapter 3, where shit is really going to hit the fans. We're gonna have
You're making
body
me question
horror.
maybe retiring.
We're gonna have body horror. We're gonna have, like, you thought the nightmares were bad. Things are going to get worse. I am progressing in the same way that the Harry Potter openings have been progressing. Starts off light and gets really fucking dark.
I should consider that in my game too. Start making you guys suffer.
You can only make me suffer as much as I want to suffer. Anyway, I'm going to be switching over to General for my channel, and going to be playing some Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne.
Good luck with that.
Yeah.
Good night, everybody that is watching.
Good night.
See you later.
Goodbye. Have a nice day.
I tend to forget that you're streaming this.